You are understanding that you are offering a vibration and everything in the universe is responding to that vibration. You are understanding that because law of attraction exists in all that is, that whatever your vibrational offering is matched by other vibrational signals like it. Are you coming to understand that you are the creator of your own experience? Not because of the words that you speak or the demands that you make, or because of the willpower that you offer, or because of the strings that you pull, or because of your karmic connection, or because of the timing of your birth, or the placement of your expression once you were born. But you are the creator of your own experience because you offer a vibrational signal that the universe matches constantly. Do you understand that you can offer that signal on purpose? Do you understand that everything is vibrational? Sometimes it is hard for you to recognize that while you do have sensors that do measure vibration. You have senses within your physical body that are continually examining and interpreting vibration. All of your physical senses are vibrational interpreters. What you see is an interpretation that your eyes understands. What you smell is a vibrational interpretation that your nose understands. In other words, you were born with these sensors, these vibrational interpreters, to help you to understand creation. Aside from your physical senses, like those in your fingertips and those on your tongue, those physical senses that interpret vibration, you have an emotional center that you feel. Some call it that feeling place where fear exists or joy exists. And in that range of emotions is another sensor to let you understand vibration. Before you can understand what your emotions are telling you, it is important for you to understand that you, as you stand here in these physical bodies, are extensions of another you. In other words, an eternal, ongoing, never croaking you. A non-physical consciousness that exists eternally, that sometimes projects itself into a physical format because the physical format is on the leading edge. You said, I want to go into an environment where there are some things already decided, where a group of us, in this case a rather large group of us on planet Earth, will come together with a platform of understanding that is similar enough, with enough diversity or differences that we can evoke, as a result of interacting with each other, new desires. From that non-physical perspective, before you made the decision to come forth into this body, you eagerly came. You said, what could be better than an environment of contrast that will stimulate new desire within me? Because you understood from that non-physical perspective that the giving birth of new desire was the certain road to the eternalness that you have always known. You understood from your non-physical perspective that the desire that is born out of difference, that desire that pulses within you, is the literal summoning of non-physical energy. You have heard it said, in fact many of you speak it from your own lips from time to time, ask and it is given. And that asking is the desire that is born within you as you experience contrast and feel that new desire born. What we notice with so many of our physical friends is that while you are often in this place of desire because contrast has put you in that place of desire, often you are not a vibrational match to your own desire. In other words, you are offering a vibration of desire that is vibrating on one level, but you have a habit of thought relative to the same subject that is vibrating on another level. And so when you have a desire that vibrates here, but a belief that vibrates here, there is discord in your being that you feel. There is discord in your being that literally is the symptom or the signal to let you know you're not in alignment with your desire. So your emotions, it turns out, are your ever-present, ever-ready, in-the-moment acknowledgement that once you get the hang of it and you start to understand how to pay attention to your emotions, you can understand with even the minutest of detail exactly what your vibrational offering is. You can get so good at reading your own emotion, you will never ever again wonder why something has happened the way it has. There is another way of understanding what your vibrational offering is. It's being manifested in your experience constantly. In other words, sometimes we see you come to a gathering like this and you say, yes, I would like to learn how to offer my signal on purpose. I would like to know how to utilize my emotions to help me to offer, to project a deliberate vibrational signal, because I want to be a deliberate creator of my experience. And so you say, I'm willing to come to a gathering like this and spend my time and my dollars and my effort in learning how to offer a signal purposefully. And we say that is a wonderful thing. We want you to be deliberate creators. But we also want you to utilize the manifestation that occurs in your experience every day in the way you have intended it. You said, I will go into an environment where everything that I am offering vibrationally will manifest. And as it manifests, I will become clearer and clearer about what signals I'm offering that are developing into what situation. In other words, it is a nice thing to understand that what I think and what I feel are always a vibrational match, and what comes to me in vibrational response to that signal always matches too. So what causes you to offer your signal? Why are you offering this vibration? It comes in response to what you are perceiving. In other words, whatever you are giving your attention to is what is at the heart or the root of your signal. When you are imagining, you are offering a vibration. When you are remembering, you are offering a vibration. When you are observing something in your now, you are offering a vibration. So whether you are looking right at it, or whether you are remembering back on it, or whether you are imagining it, in any of those cases, you are offering a vibration that is sensed by all that is and responded to by all that is and sorted out by law of attraction. Law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So if you are offering a signal, let's say someone has insulted you, they hurt your feelings, and you are feeling unhappy. And as you think back about it, you continue to feel unhappy. That unhappy feeling is saying to you, you are offering a signal that matches this feeling. And you are in the mode of attracting more things that are like it. Feel with us for a moment a vibrational meter. It's like an emotional scale. And this scale really has infinite stops, but we're going to stop in only 4 places so that you can get a sense of your own vibrational meter. Feel with us the feeling of elation or passion. Feel with us the feeling of contentment or satisfaction. Feel with us the feeling of frustration or anxiety. And feel with us the feeling of rage or strong fear. Now, the reason that we want you to stop in 4 places with us is because we want you to understand that there are only 2 things that you need to understand before this vibrational meter will make sense to you and you will be able to utilize it deliberately. You are extensions of source energy. Many of you already sense or know that you existed before now. In other words, you have a sense that there is something more than what you see here in this physical realm. You don't have to look too far in order to deduce that. In other words, as you acknowledge that your Earth spins in its orbit eon after eon, and there are none of you that are keeping it in its orbit. You are not the masters who are keeping the water on your planet. You do not put the life in the seed of the tomato that continues to nurture you generation after generation. In other words, you understand, your logic tells you that there is something much more than what you see here in this physical realm that is at the heart of all of it. And we say to you, it is non-physical energy or consciousness. It is the you that exists, see. And so this stream of non-physical energy is flowing to you. It is available to you at all times. But it is like the current in your walls. It is there for the asking. In other words, when you plug your toaster in, it asks for the current. And when you examine the details of your time-space reality and desire is born within you, it is the desire that is within you that is the asking of this non-physical current. So there are two things that you're wanting to understand about this current. First, how much of it am I summoning in this moment by virtue of my desire? In other words, how big is my desire? And second, the only other thing you need to know, all this non-physical energy that I am summoning through the power of my desire, how much of it am I in this moment, because of my vibration, allowing to be received by me? Now, these stops on this vibrational meter tell you all you need to know about that. In other words, when you feel the feeling of passion, what that means is lots of desire and no resistance. In other words, full allowing. What is resistance? Resistance is an opposite thought. In other words, when you want more money, but you notice you don't have enough, your attention to not enough is an opposite thought, and that is resistance that causes you to vibrate differently from your desire. A good way to look at this idea of resistance is, imagine a cork floating on a body of water. And for sake of our analogy, accept with us that this cork is up there in the pure positive energy. Now take hold of the cork and hold it under the water. That's what negative emotion is. The good news is, when you let go of the cork, when you take your attention away from whatever it is that has brought your vibration to a different place, the cork bobs right back to the surface. And the reason we tell you this, many of you have heard it many times, but it's such an important thing for you to hear, because what we're saying with that is your natural vibration is in this pure, positive place. Your natural vibration is a high, swift, pure vibration. So how do you get a vibration that is different than that? How does your vibration end up being lower and slower? Well, it is because law of attraction says that anything that you are giving your attention to comes to you, which means there is no such thing as excluding anything. Everything is about inclusion. When you say yes to something, whatever it is, you are holding in your vibration. You are including in your vibration. But when you say no to something, you are including it in your vibration. So when you say yes to something you do want, you are saying, universe, bring to me this thing that I am wanting. But when you say no to something that you do not want, you're saying, universe, bring to me this thing I do not want. So when you include something not wanted in your vibration, now you have lowered or altered your vibrational pattern. It would be fair to say that all of you are offering a sort of vibrational average. In other words, it's possible to mostly feel pretty good about things, but to have one bugaboo where you really vibrate negatively. And once you start to play with this, you begin to notice that mostly things go well for you except that one bugaboo, because you are offering it often. Now, we're not here to tell you that you need to get in there and clean up those vibrations. In other words, we don't want to do a surgical procedure where we open you up and sort out the good thoughts from the bad thoughts, because all thoughts that have ever been thought you have access to. In other words, it's not about thoughts being stored within you. It's about you having habits of thought that access them now. Now, here's what we mean by this. We have a story that will give you a very clear understanding of how these thoughts are activated, and it's one of the most important things that you will come to understand as you begin your path of deliberate creating. Recently, Jerry and Esther had dinner with some friends in San Antonio. This is a man who's the real estate agent who helped them with their commercial property, and they were having a dinner of appreciation together. And as they were visiting, this couple began to describe a house that they had built in the early 1980s. And they were glowing as they remembered this place that they loved so much. And as they were talking about it, all of a sudden, Esther realized she knew that house. She said to them, "Ron Miller built that house, didn't he?" They all looked at her in amazement. Jerry did too. He could not figure out where she would get such a thing. Esther is so excited she's pounding on the table. She said, "We were in that house." They said, "How in the world were you in that house?" And Esther said, "In about 1987, a friend said, 'Hey, I'd like to show you a house I built.'" And so they drove out into the country in a place Esther and Jerry were not familiar with at all, and they walked through this house together. Now, this couple built the house in the early 80s, moved out of it in about 1984. Several years later was when Jerry and Esther walked through it, and now it's many years after that that Jerry and Esther are having this dinner. So how is it that Esther put all that together? So we explained that when this couple began to talk about their house, they reignited that thought form. They reactivated the thought form of that house. And because Esther had been in the house, when that thought form was activated, a part of her at an unconscious level recognized the activation. You getting the sense of it?